Introducing the Italian Grape Geek program, a new and original approach to Italian wines. IGG, as it's fondly known, is a book, a podcast, an online theory course, and an in-person tasting course. Our pocket-sized book briefly introduces 80 grapes with benchmark producers, helping you find and taste these great wines on your own. Space to make your own notes makes the book a personal record of your Italian wine journey. No time to read? We've read the whole book out loud with added insights from Italian wine ambassadors. Listen for free on Italian Wine Podcast. Obsessed with Italian wine? Take the super accessible online theory course. Get certified as an Italian grape geek. Want more? Our international IGG educators have got your in-person tasting course to cap off your full IGG immersion. Go to mamajumboshrimp.com and sign up today.
One more curiosity. Every year in June, we guest an important wine event dedicated to young women under 40 making their own wine from all over Italy. The event is called Sbarbatelle, arranged by the Italian Sommelier Association. The name Barbatelle comes from the young wine that in Italian are called Barbatelle. So I will wait for you on the 21st and 22nd of June at Marchesi Alfieri for Sbarbatelle. Don't miss it.
It's a very nice initiative. They had a booth in Vinitaly last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this year too.
Welcome to this special Clubhouse session of the Italian Wine Podcast. Listen in as members of the Italian wine community engage in fascinating conversations about contemporary wine topics. If you enjoyed the show, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. And remember to subscribe and rate the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your pods.
Hi everyone, this is Beatrice welcoming you to the Italian Wine Clubhouse Ambassadors Corner, one of the top-ranked shows on Italian Wine Podcast. Here, our ambassadors get the mic to interview their favorite producers with total freedom. And if you miss it live, no worries, it's all recorded and dropped later on the Italian Wine Podcast. Today's guest host is Mauricio de Chiaro. As an Italian wine ambassador based in Brazil and in Alto Piemonte, Mauricio has recently visited more than 150 wineries in Italy and is actively promoting Italian wine in Brazil and from Brazilians around the globe. With a 30-plus year career in finance as a background, Mauricio is also bringing his business expertise into the Italian wine industry. He created the Wine Partners, a buyers club that bridges the best talent in the industry with more engaged, hands-on wine lovers. This platform empowers small, family-owned producers by allowing partners not only to buy direct, but also to have unique winemaking experiences. The Wine Partners has chapters in Miami, Orlando, New York, Lisbon, and Sao Paulo. Mauricio has discovered an immense number of smaller wine producers who offer high-quality yet unrecognized wines, making Italy the place to be for the avid wine lover. Today he's gonna interview Christian Carlevero from Marchesi Alfieri. So Maurizio, Christian, how you doing, guys?
I'm fine, Bea. Thank you for having me today.
It's always a pleasure. Christian, how you doing?
I'm really glad to be here today with you.
Us too. So Mauricio, are you ready for our 3 ritual questions?
Let's do it.
Perfect. How did you discover the wines of Marchesi Alfieri?
Okay, so the Wine Partners is based in Alba. I have been living most of the last 2 years in Piedmont. So I also am lucky to have 2 Italian partners who are from Alba, from the region, and they helped me find all these amazing wineries. Also, as an Italian wine ambassador, I got to get a lot of recommendations in the region. But Marchesi Alfieri was one of the first wineries that I met in this 2-year journey. And the history of the place, the passion they put in the quality of the wines they make really stood up. So we became close friends. Every time that I can, I pay them a visit. So it's a very special winery that we are bringing today.
So tell us, why did you select Christian as your featured guest?
Okay, Christian is a young, very young guy, very motivated to bring the best quality wines and to make the best possible wine. And he has a winemaking philosophy that I truly respect, which is low intervention. and respect to what the terroir brings. So the quality of his work shows in every bottle. And even as a young person, he already achieved a lot. So that's why.
What are the learning objectives that we should expect from this interview?
Yes. So Marchesi Alfieri is in a place where Barbera shines, but they also make amazing wines with other grape varieties. So the learning objectives today, I would say we have to meet Marchesi Alfieri history, learn about their wines, meet Christian, also learn about the new project they are working on that just launched in Grandi Langhe. So that's the idea for today.
That sounds like a really nice plan. So it's time for me to mute myself. Now I'm turning over the floor to you, Mauricio, and have a nice interview, guys.
Thank you, Bea. Thank you so much. So, Christian, let me introduce you to our audience. So, Christian was born in Asti, Piemonte, in 1986. Oh my God, you guys are so young. It's not fair. But let's go. Let's focus here. So, he was born in 1986 and grew up in San Damiano d'Asti in his family farm, surrounded by vineyards, bees, and a slow rhythm of the countryside. Wine was always there long before it became his job. So after graduating as an ethnotechnical from the enological school in Alba in 2006, and after a bit of training in small local wineries, he took his first official step in the wine world on August 1st, 2007 at Marchesi Alfieri. He still remembers that day, feeding Barbera vines on the Sansuero Hill and spotting his grandparents' farming house in the distance. That's nice. Working close from home. Those were different times. No resume, just a phone call, a conversation with the enologist Mario Olivero, and a handshake promising he would stay long enough to see a full production cycle. One cycle became many, and since then, a lot of wine has flowed into the barrels. So Christian is still working for Marchesi Alfieri since 2007. Driven by curiosity and a bit of stubbornness, he learned by listening, watching, and stealing knowledge whatever he could from vineyard veterans to cellar winemakers, through tastings, travels, and endless conversations with clients and importers. Along the way, he spent some time in Melbourne working with an Australian importer and was even a silver medal at a national wine tasting competition with Vignadi. Today, Christian is the production manager at Marchesi Alfieri. Christian, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm very happy to have you with us.
Yeah, me too. I'm really happy to be here today with you and the audience.
Thanks, my friend. Thank you. So maybe we should start by exploring a bit of Marchesi Alfieri history.
Yes, of course. So Marchese Alfieri is an historic winery where the history of the estate and the winery are tied together. In fact, the estates belong to the Alfieri family since 1696, and the construction of the first cellars is dated 1703. The Alfieri was an important family that made the history of the unification of Italy with the royal family of Savoy. For example, Cesare Alfieri was one of the writers of the first Italian constitution, the Statuto Albertino, with the king Carlo Alberto. His son, Carlo, married Giuseppina Cavour, the niece of the prime minister of agriculture, Camillo. And in the 1851, they started to plant the Pinot Noir from Burgundy. The daughter, the last Marquise Adele, was instead one of the first promoter of the Barbera as a quality wine. She was unmarried and she left the castle to a cousin. So, passing through the female branch of the family, now the three sisters, Antonella, Emanuela, and Giovanna, run the company since 1983, and Mario Olivero is the director since 1999. Now, the new generation are already involved in the wine business.
Oh, such a beautiful and rich history. Amazing, amazing. And the place is so beautiful and so special. But we get there, right? So, where is the winery located? Is it true that you guys have your own MGA? That's very fancy.
Yeah. So the winery is located in Piedmont in a small region called Terre Alfieri. across the border of Monferrato, Langhe, and Roero, on the left side to the Tanaro River. And the winery is settled in the Baroque castle of the family. Your question is true. In 2009, the Terre Alfieri DOCG was born, including only 11 villages between the province of Asti and Cuneo, and became DOCG in 2020. We make the Terre Alfieri DOCG Nebbiolo, called Costa Quaglia. The name comes from the vineyard. It's a Nebbiolo that's aged 15 months in the tonneau and at least the same time in the bottle.
And this Nebbiolo is very elegant. It's one of the examples I was mentioning before. Even though this region is where Barbera shines, the Nebbiolo is very beautiful wine. Very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's imagine this audience never heard of Marchesi Alfieri, or is learning about Marchesi Alfieri for the first time. What are the wines you make?
So we are one of the most reputed winery for Barbera grapes. For us, it represents the authenticity of the terroir, and here give one of the best expression of the variety, rich in color and body, but with elegance and balance. We make 3 different kinds of Barbera: the younger Latota, the Superiore Alfiera, and the Riserva Carlo Alfieri, from different vineyard and with different vinification and aging, because Barbera is a very versatile grape. We make also Pinot Noir, for the old tradition of the winery tied to Camillo Cavour. Traditionally, we started to make a red Pinot Noir, and since 2014, as a challenge, we make also a Metodo Classico Blende Noir, Extra Brut.
Amazing. You guys got an award for that, right?
Yeah. To make a great spumante, the vineyard is planted to the north slope, and we harvest early, at the beginning of August, to keep the higher freshness. After the fermentation in March, we re-ferment the wine into the bottle, and it stays on the lees for 50 months. It is an extra brut with only 2 grams per liter, and the idea is to give an authentic expression of the Pinot Noir with a touch of austerity.
Beautiful. This wine goes well with the whole meal, there's appetizer, with fish, with everything, right?
Yeah, you could drink it at your birthday or when it's not.
good way of selling it. Just one reminder, our audience sometimes can be very wine geeky, so don't be shy to share any technical details, okay? They love it.
Okay.
You already gave a few details on the vinification, so 50 months on lees, it's beautiful. Can we go back to the Barbera? Maybe explain a little bit more about the vinification of the Barbera wines?
Yeah, I think that we can focus on our flagship wine, that is the Barbera Latota, because each variety has its own harvest time, vinification style, and aging. So the name Latota in Piemontese dialect means young and married woman. That was the nickname of Adele Alfieri. So the first to trust in the potential of the Barbera as a quality wine since 1930. So the average production of the winery is 150,000 bottles, and 100,000 are represented by La Torta. So you could understand how is important La Torta for us. We harvest at the beginning of September, and the wine comes from different vineyards. We keep separated the vinification of each plot in order to know which kind of wine comes from each vineyard. And then fermentation lasts about 15 days in stainless steel tanks. And after the malolactic, we make the blend of the wine from the different plot. Then we rack the wine into the wooden barrels, big cask, tonneau, and barrique, but never new for 1 year. And it's a wine that has an aging potential of 6-8 years.
Yes, or even more, my friend. Remember, I took this wine to Wine South America, and I was approached by this Italian sommelier in Brazil saying that he had a bottle that was, I think, 10 or 12 year old, and he opened for his birthday, and it was beautiful. And surprisingly, he said he could have waited a bit more. So he was happy to open it, but a little bit regrets to not wait a few more years,
Very good.
Imagine the Riserva and the Superiore. So what about tasting notes of La Tota?
Yeah, La Tota is a wine that keeps the crunchy fruit and flowers typical of the Barbera, as cherries and roses, together with a light hint of spices as a black pepper. It's a very versatile wine, easy to pair with different kind of food, from salami to ragu pasta or barbecue. But the secret of the drinkability of La Tota is the freshness that makes it one of the most gastronomic wines.
And it pairs well with so many different kinds of food. Can you share a little bit more information about the soil of the region?
Yeah, being on the border of Monferrato, Langhe, and Roero, we have a soil that represents a good compromise of the territory, no? We have the clay of the Monferrato, some limestone from the Langhe, and the sands of the Roero.
Wow. Yeah. What about the weather there, the microclimate there?
Yeah, usually we have a cold winter and dry, often with fog and possible frost. Despite the snow in the last years is very rare. The summer is hot and humid, with temperature then can exceed the 35 degrees, and spring and autumn are generally humid, rainy season.
Perfect. Christian, about the vinification philosophy of Marchesi Alfieri, what can you share with us?
Yeah, I think our wine philosophy is based on four keywords. So the first one is timelineless. So every work is made in the right moment. Just to have an idea, during the harvest, we make many passages in the same plot to pick only the best grapes at the right moment of the ripeness. That is really important to make a great wine. The second key is the purity. So we enhance the expressivity of each grape variety according to the characteristic of the terroir. So we vinify each plot separately to bring the perfect fruit from our vineyard into the bottle. So the third is refinement. So we make an attentive aging and balanced use of wood. The idea is to give more smoothness to the wine and more life in the bottle, avoiding the oak hints and tastes. So you can find the fruit and the grapes without strong oak notes.
And you mentioned the barrels are never new, right?
We use new barrel only on our Superiore and the Riserva,
Okay.
but only for the 30%.
Okay. And what kind of wood?
We use barrique, and the wood is oak from Allier, France.
Oh, okay.
The fourth keyword is elegance, because we believe in complex tailoring, which depends on the vintage and to the sensibility of who make the wine. So only listening and great enological skill allow you to make the right choice. And making the right choice means only one thing: give each wine to the opportunity to be appreciated for its unique style.
Very nice. How do you manage any different approach? I mean, have you been feeling the climate change, and how do you approach these changes in the climate?
We have a weather station in the vineyard to limit the treatment. So we don't use any pesticide or herbicide. We are trying also to approach to the climate change in the vineyard. For example, keeping more leaves to protect the grapes. And we start the winter pruning a bit later to avoid the frost.
I understand. Yeah, because you have to prepare for the changes, right? Very nice. So, in summary, you have the Nebbiolo, you have the Barbera in three expressions, right? And
Yeah,
then you have the Pinot that you vinify Méthode Classique, Blanc de Noir, correct?
correct.
Okay. Later we talk about your new project, but
Mm, yeah.
Let's talk about the hospitality part of the business, which is, in my view, it's very important. When we go to the winery, we learn the history. We feel the vibe, we feel the place has a soul. It's not only a commercial place, but it's something that has a legacy. And the castle, the real estate property is very special. Can you share with us a little bit, as if people were doing the tour with you guys?
Yeah, we arrange every day guided tour of the estate, cellars, and the tasting of our wine. But we have also accommodation for wine lover and guests. So we have 11 rooms, 7 in our scattered hotel, and 4 in the farmhouse in the historical park. So our guests have the possibility to enjoy the historical garden of 7 hectares that was the first English-style park created in Piedmont by Xavier Courtin in 1815, that became the royal gardener very soon after this war.
This is a funny story. He did this work, and his work was so outstanding that the king hired him, right?
Yeah, right. And about the library, we keep every year aside some bottle of Alfiera, that's our Barbera d'Asti Superiore, that's come from a single vineyard. It's aged for at least 15 months in barrique. Alfiera is a powerful and structured wine with a long potential of aging in the bottle. So I suggest more than 15 years. And now the wine lover can appreciate some old vintages thanks to our library.
And the tour is beautiful. I recommend everyone when it's there that to give them a call and pay a visit, because it's a truly special place. This garden is beautiful. It's a flat surface, right? You can see the whole views of the region around 360 degrees. I remember also, Christian, the tower with the clock that doesn't
Yeah,
have the moving watch. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
yeah, this is a clock that sign 11:11 because the 11 November is San Martino, and we are in San Martino Alfieri.
So now let's talk about the new projects, right? I was very lucky to taste this new wine in Grandi Langhe, and it was very good wine. So tell us a bit about your new kids, Christian.
Yeah, the last wine we made and that we released only last month is the Timorasso. That is a native wine of Colli Tortonesi in the Alessandria province on the border with the Liguria, where we bought a vineyard of 6 hectares. The name of our Timorasso is Dertona, so the old name of the city of Tortona. It's a full body white wine, but with an important savouriness and a long potential in aging in the bottle. We didn't have any white wine, but the idea was to make a wine that agree with our philosophy, with body and also with freshness, rich to the nose and complex. So we choose the Timorasso that well combine all of these elements. So we bought a vineyard in Monreale, and the 2013 is the first release.
2023, right?
23, see.
Yeah. And I took some tasting notes. They are not complete because we were in a rush in the Grandi Langhe. But I remember some smoky flint, the very mineral, and a nice texture with a waxy mouthfeel. So it's really balanced the acidity, but it's also creamy and waxy, in the mouth with a long finish. Very beautiful Timorasso. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think it's gonna age very well. Maybe with some petrol in the future,
Yeah, we hope.
I want to buy a few bottles and wait some years now, Please invite me when you open them.
Yeah.
So, can you share with the audience where do you sell the wines of Marchesi Alfieri?
Yeah, so we sell the 65% of our wine abroad, while the rest to Italy, overall Horeca and wine shop. But it's also very important the direct selling at the winery. So we have importer in different countries, Canada, USA, North Europe, Switzerland, Germany. and also China, Japan, Australia, and we hope with Maurizio to start also in Brazil.
Yes, I try to introduce a few importers to you guys in Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, and now that we have the Mercosur agreement, let's hope the taxes go down a bit because the taxes for Brazil are too high. It's very hard to work in this kind of tariffs, but there are a lot of people interested. Let's hope this works.
Thank you for your job, Mauricio.
No, man, just a few recommendations and introductions. Not, I'm not a trade guy, but I'm trying to help. You guys deserve it. So, thank you so much for sharing the history of Marchesi Alfieri, your history, the passion and the love you guys put in the quality wines you make. I've been visiting a lot of wineries in the last 2 years, but in particular in the last 2 years. And one of the things that strikes me is how close the team of Marchesi Alfieri works together, right? I'm talking about Mario, Isela, Laura, and I may be forgetting a few names, but maybe you want to talk about this also.
Yeah, many people work at Marchesi Alfieri for many years. Everybody has its role, but at the same time, we cooperate together as a family. For example, Mario Olivero is the winemaker with me, but also the director since 1999. Laura Rosso takes care of the administration for the same time, and Gisela Zanutto is the sales manager, and we work together. Also, the owner are really passionate and helpful, and we work alongside to promote the Marchesi Alfieri winery in the States.
That's what we notice when we go and talk to everybody. Everybody's happy, and it shows in every bottle, you know, the love and the respect you have for the owners and for the land. It's beautiful. So we are almost finishing. Is there anything that you want to share?
Yeah, I have one more curiosity. Every year in June, we guest an important wine event dedicated to young women under 40 making their own wine from all over Italy. The event is called Sbarbatelle, arranged by the Italian Sommelier Association. The name Barbatelle comes from the young wine that in Italian are called Barbatelle. So I will wait for you on the 21st and 22nd of June at Marchesi Alfieri for Barbatelle. Don't miss it.
I actually have a few words about Barbatelli. I met Barbatelli because of Isella, right?
Yeah, that's
Uh,
right.
Yeah, and it's a very nice initiative because we know a lot of women working as winemakers. Some of them are already famous, right?
Yeah.
In flagship wineries, but this work to promote the small producers, the small wineries led by women, it's something that's very important to give them a space to show their work, right? I even remember they had a booth in Vinitaly last year, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, this year too.
So we can invite people to go to Marchesi Alfieri and also to visit the wineries in the Vinitaly space. And some of the wineries are really top quality wines. So the ladies are coming with a lot of education and passion and hard work and bringing amazing wines to the market all over Italy, right?
Yeah, everywhere.
Beautiful, nice. Christian, thank you so much. Yeah.
It was such a nice interview. So, really.
No, you're always nice to us. No, I was just one final question, Christian. Any new project that you could share, or Timorasso was the last new adventure?
Yeah, so the Timorasso is a big project for us because you have to think that the vineyard is 1 hour far away to the winery. So that
Oh,
is our biggest project that we had in the last 20 years. So that is a really good news.
amazing. I imagine the hard work you guys, because it's a new grape variety. So you have a learning curve and you have all the expectations, what's coming out of that, right? You have only one chance to make a good wine every year.
And
So,
overall, we start to make a white wine after 40 years that we didn't make.
wow, big challenge, and the achievement was great. Is already great. Hope you guys have a great sales there, and this helps also put Marchesi Alfieri up there. You know. So I guess this is it, Bea. Christian, thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity to share something more about Marchesi with the audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Mauricio. Thank you, Christian. That was such a wonderful interview. Really, I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you so much, guys, for spending time with us. And to wrap things up, for those who are interested to participate, just send us a DM through our Instagram or mail our Italian Wine Podcast producer at info@italianwinepodcast.com. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much again, Mauricio and Christian. This is a bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao a tutti. Bye.
Listen to the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Himalaya FM, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. Until next time, cin cin.